Hey folks, and welcome back here to Gatekeeper Media as we continue to bring you coverage of the 2022 Disc Golf World Championships out in Emporia, Kansas. We are in a moving day with our chase card, and we are at the Emporia Country Club. We thank you all for tuning in, and of course a special thank you going out to all of our Patreon supporters who helped make this possible. My name is Dustin Mouret. Joining me in the commentary booth, or the virtual one at least, is Nathan Queen. How's it going, sir?
Doing well. We are back out at Emporia Country Club today. Another exciting card. We've got the B-Pool Slayer, Tristan Tanner, Matteo, Ricky Wysocki, and Anthony Barela.
Indeed, you can see that Paul Macbeth and Aaron Gossage at this point in time are kind of top of the charts with Clemens, who was on our chase card yesterday, dropping into third, with Calvin Heimberg and Tristan Tanner tied up for fourth. So you start taking a look at some bags. We'll start with Tristan Tanner. Putts with the shield, uses the hearts for some approaches, as well as the new culprit and Justice. Also throws some pioneers, lots of rives, and maybe some enforcers and stilettos if you need something really overstable.
Yeah, and getting into Matteo's bag, putts with the Judge. There's the heart for his approach shots. Probably leans on that anvil a bit also. Really likes the Felon, throws the Graces and Rives a lot also, and that Enforcer for those overstable shots.
Then we get to old Ricky Wysocki, of course, putting with the dagger, using that Harp and Saki Bond Slammer for approaches. Of course, we'll be using some Felons, Raiders and Rise for the drives, and maybe some Enforcers if he needs something very overstable.
And Anthony Barela putting with the KC Pro Whale. Really leans on his rocks a lot and that Toro for his approach shots. We see him throw the Destroyer and that new Halo Star Boss also. Straight into hole one, 1,224 foot par 5. OB left, OB right. OB left tightens up here right around where this ball golf green is at, and then you've got this patch of OB in front of the basket as well.
Colorado, Tristan Tanner.
And as you kind of already alluded to, Tristan Tanner leading the event from the B pool. Coming in, had a 6th place finish at the Las Vegas Challenge and 25th at Texas State's. He's also one of those players that really focused on content creation dating back a couple of years. Really cool dude. Gets caught up there though.
Alabama. They call him Matty O. This is Matt Orum.
I'll correct this. Actually from Creola, Alabama, but near the Mobile area, near my neck of the woods. Really cool dude. Love playing with him. 8th in the UDIS World Rankings right now. Has had multiple podium finishes this year, including 2nd at Tallahassee and Masters Cup. Also top 5 at Champions Cup and Ledgestone. He's been playing World since 2005. And back then he was a stud and still is.
It seems like he's got quite a few 2nd or 3rd place finishes at Worlds also.
Absolutely.
Great shot to start.
Scottsdale, Arizona, and your 2016 and 2017 world champion, Ricky Wysocki.
As the announcer said, 2-time world champ, winning his first one in 2016 here in Emporia. Also won DDO earlier this year on these very courses. Also had a title at Texas State's and Ledgestone, and 4 other podium finishes this year, as he is number 2 in our UDIS World Rankings and number 1 in our point standings for the DGPT.
And with tons of power, getting a nice high hyzer out to the right side. Lots of distance on that drive.
From Mesa, Arizona, this is Anthony Barela.
And there he is, Anthony Barela, a.k.a. AB, number 13 in our UDIS World Rankings. Had 4th place finishes at OTB, Mid-America, Open, and Ledgestone, with several other top 25s. He is by far one of the most powerful throwers in the world. Oh my God.
Yeah, Exhibit
A. Yeah. We're on the same wavelength, Nathan. Look at that thing. That is so far down there.
Yeah, unfortunately, it may not have the best lie, but absolutely close to 600 feet off of that tee shot. And Tristan, with that low ceiling, still able to work something out there and get a ton of distance, just barely getting past where AB threw his drive by about 100 feet.
Matteo just looking to stay smooth and centered. All you really need on this hole is it's a pretty long par 5, not really eagleable, so just need to play for position, and he's done well with that.
Yeah, this second shot, once they moved the pin back, it didn't really make too much sense to get too aggressive and really get past that bubble that comes in on the left side. So you'll see a lot of people just playing up towards that as we see AB out here almost taking a walk down the sidewalk.
You don't see people having to throw like this very often on this hole.
And look at that. That's probably the best you're going to do with something like that. I bet you he still got a good 320 feet out of that.
Smooth throw from Tristan. You can see why he was dominating that B pool.
This needs to hang on.
Oh, no, really?
And yeah, there's a little OB bubble where sidewalks kind of cuts around that tree, does a U shape around it.
I honestly have never seen that come into play before. Wow. Great up there from Matteo, though, near the bullseye. Man, I can't even think of another time I've seen someone get caught in that OB that Tristan did. Wow.
I've done it before, so I know it pretty well.
Unlucky.
Oh, Ricky's heading not quite as early, but he was heading that way also. Ends up inside circle 2 off to the left side of the basket.
Here's AB throwing 3. Can see the pin. Tracking it. Oh, my.
And floats down just past the basket to the edge of the circle. And now that we've had all of our upshots, we actually did have an eagle on this hole today. John Jones throwing it in from 380 feet.
Okay. Interesting. I'm assuming that's not the same John Jones from the UFC.
I mean, you never know. Maybe they transfer quick. I don't know for certain.
I'm gonna guess no. So we're gonna see AB though hitting it from distance, edge of circle 1 for the birdie.
Yeah, that's a good way to start. Uphill putt. Not showing any nerves.
As AB's another one of those young guns that just feels like the next generation of the sport. Again, really talented thrower, both forehand and backhand. You're going to see plenty of distance from him both ways. No.
Yeah.
No.
That's I mean, there's really nothing. If you're nitpicking, he putted very hard. That's a very stiff putt for how close he was. But nothing really wrong with that putt there. Matteo able to card the birdie.
Indeed he is.
And Tristan's going to even our card back out. As 2 birdies, 2 bogeys wrap up hole 1, moving us into hole 2, 745-foot par 4. All this brown grass you see on the left is OB. Got a big tree on the right that can kind of come into play if you get turned over too early. But big mistake, just don't let your disc fade out right. Or fade out left.
Yeah, that really is the big error on this hole, especially for backhanded players. That's a very low shot from Matteo, but a laser.
Yeah, you don't see many tee shots come out that low on this hole. But still gets a pretty good amount of distance and going to be in position to attack the green.
And AB is one of those guys who can throw a forehand very far, so feels very comfortable on this hole with the sidearm. And you see why.
Whoa, man, that had me nervous almost the entire flight. You could tell that wasn't going to get much skip, but pushed back to the right just enough. Great shot.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Tanner throw, he is also a very powerful forehand player. So, again, going to feel comfortable on this hole. Great shot.
And just so smooth also.
Yeah, Tanner is one of those guys who has a very slow walk-up. Just very, slow and deliberate. Definitely one of those guys who has that lower pace, but still has a lot of power. As this looks dangerous from Ricky, actually.
Yeah. Does get it to drift far enough right to get back inbounds pretty far up the fairway. Still creeps off OB on the left side, though. Have an opportunity to save his par. Matty O comes out low for the second shot in a row. And not going to work out quite as well as the drive. He's going to be trying to pitch up for par from there.
Tanner is parking the pin there. He can just drop that thing in. Just needs to make sure he doesn't hit his head on the way down. Approach disc forehand here for AB.
This is a little early.
Yeah.
That's a tough putt to hit. You've got a little bit of downhill slope there. I'm really not used, even though we've been here, this is now the 4th round, I'm still not used to the wind being so low. I'm used to you having a headwind for this putt.
Absolutely. I mean, this during DDO, I mean, you're talking 30 mile per hour winds or higher. I think this event, it's kind of average, really 10 or below, honestly.
As Ricky and Matty O able to get up and down for a par. Yeah, it's really shown this week that the weather depends a lot on how these courses play out here.
Absolutely. I mean, it has been, you know, the hot round has usually been between like 12 and 13 under par on both courses, and that wasn't even close to the case at DDO.
No, that's about what. Did Ricky even get to that far under total? I think he was maybe right around 11 or 12.
It was definitely tough to get double digits earlier this year, no doubt about it.
As Tristan going to be the lone birdie here on hole 2. Moving us into hole 3, a difficult par 3. Really big forehand, so we're probably going to see Tristan go to that again, as well as Anthony.
Also, to answer your question, yes, Ricky won at 10 under par overall for the whole tournament in 4 rounds, excuse me.
Yeah,
and only 9 players were under par for the whole event in MPO. So, yeah, very drastic difference. That's a great shot from Tristan.
Yeah, that's incredible. It doesn't even look like he really tried to do that. 466 feet.
Oh, my. What a backhand, dude. This hole is so hard to access with the backhand, and he's done it.
Take a look at that again.
It just doesn't get better than that.
Wow. Just incredible shot. Creeps just outside of the bullseye. Yeah, that's the best shot you're going to see on this hole. I don't care if anybody gets closer. That's a fantastic backhand line.
Yeah, just such a high-level shot. And that's what Matty O's known for, just carving those lines in tight spaces with that backhand. That's, I mean, really his bread and butter.
That's the first shot that I've seen this week kind of get taken by the wind a little bit. Might be starting to pick up this afternoon just a bit. As Ricky threw his fast enough that he didn't have to worry about that. He gets up there inside the circle as well.
It's definitely a tough hole to birdie. One of the more difficult par 3s on the course. There's an air ball there from AB stepping. Everyone else, though, has a chance here.
And Ricky able to connect. So the stats that I've got, we're back to the full field, 208 people playing. And even with that big of a number, only 32 players, 15% of the field able to card the birdie on this hole.
Maybe at least able to save par there and keep himself at 1 under on the round.
Tristan, back-to-back birdies after a bogey to start. We saw him start out slow yesterday. And definitely bettered that today. Still a bit slow with the bogey on 1, but bouncing back pretty quickly.
Yeah, happy to see him doing well. He's a guy that I actually used to follow before I really got into disc golf on the content side, and great to see him here.
And here we are at hole 4. A new tee pad for the MPO at Worlds this year. It was a little different at DDO. 388 feet. You've got a straight gap or a high left forehand that you're going to see right here.
Tanner's one of those guys that has the distance on the forehand to still get there on hyzer. Matteo going to play the backhand. I wonder if he's going to go just straight through the gap. It's a very tough gap to stay through.
I'm a big fan of this straight gap. I think it's a really great shot. Makes you shape your disc exactly how the shape of the hole is easily seen from the tee pad. Matteo gets a little bit too stable there, but going to have a downhill circle's edge putt.
I mean, that's the intended line, I think, when you're designing this hole. But, again, you see a lot of these big left to right moving shots around this side like Ricky's done. Oh, my.
And that's great. This shot is a bit more dangerous as far as OB goes. Ricky gets this out here way wide, hanging it out over top of the OB ball golf green. He just spikes it right in. Fantastic shot. Gonna get him under par for the round.
I imagine AB is going to be looking to, as Falo would say, follow that vapor trail that Ricky's left behind.
Yeah, and even though this says 388, you see the signs around that ball golf green are a little uphill from where the tee pad is, so you really have to get that nose angle up, making it harder to get the distance. These guys are just making it look super easy.
Huge putt from Tanner from circle 2 for the turkey.
Get that replay of the Tristan Tanner turkey. Dead center from 45 feet.
That was beautiful, man. Continuing to play strong as we get to Matteo, also in circle 2 here. Oh, man. Nearly.
And a nice putt there from Anthony Barela, moving him to 2 down through 4 holes. And it's finally moving day out here, so all these birdies, you got to keep them going throughout this front 9. Make sure you give yourself a chance.
Absolutely. These chase car players are, a few stroke behind the lead, so every birdie makes a world of difference on trying to chase down those up top.
Moves us into hole 5, one of the more steady holes that's stayed pretty similar throughout the last few years here on Country Club. You've got OB over on the right side sidewalk, OB left down the ball golf fairway. You can get about 400 feet off of this tee shot. That's kind of the minimum that you want. As Tristan just barely getting over that cart path, but he's going to be in a great position on the right side, have a pretty wide open second shot.
Yeah, anywhere over there is a great place to be, as Ricky might have overturned this.
Ooh. Oh, no. Then the anti-bounce goes just far enough to catch the uphill slope and make him bounce off to the right. Again, gonna get all the distance that he had, but OB.
More stability on this one from AB. That'll be great. Man, Matty is just playing these really low lines.
Yeah, well, it seems maybe he made an adjustment with the sunglasses because I haven't seen him fly off yet. So maybe those,
That's true.
maybe the new shades are making him throw a little lower.
Yeah, they're on that crimson tide, getting ready for Bama football tomorrow.
Oh, and saws this one off.
Yeah, that's rough. Still kind of filters through and gives him a circle 2 chance.
Barela gonna have to go to that low left side, but catches one of those trees. I've always kind of liked this second shot if you land in the middle, just because I like hitting those wooded lines. And this is one of the few spots.
Did that bounce OB?
We didn't get the OB marker.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. It looked like it did skip right.
Man, these guys are botching these upshots.
I'm shocked, too. I mean, that's a pretty textbook one there for Matteo. Ricky nails it, though.
Yeah, so it looks like he did stay in bounds.
Yeah, he didn't take any meat or anything, so yeah, it seems that way. Had to settle for par, though, with that. And I hear some gust out there, so this might be one of the windier days we've seen so far this week, honestly.
Yeah, starting to pick up this afternoon.
I feel like this is the first time I've actually noticed audible wind on the camera mics.
So Ricky, after 4 pretty good drives there, going to walk away with the only birdie.
I believe that's par. He did go OB off the tee.
Oh. We have no birdies here.
Yes, that's the tune that we're being sung.
All right. Surprisingly, this hole did average over par, 4.06. 27% of the field birdie, 27% of the field bogey or above. So a couple double bogeys making it average over. Moving us into hole 6, one of the easier par 3s on the course, 339 feet. Just kind of the righty hyzer here. Throw it out to the right. Let your fairway driver or possibly mid-range, if you're feeling it, fade back to the left. You've got about 275 feet to clear the OB corner.
That's well done from Tanner. Rolling out right near the bullseye. Just so effortless on this distance. That's what he's kind of known for. Again, very slow routine. But gets a lot of efficiency out of it.
And this actually is the easiest hole on the course today, so that's where you want to be at, inside 20 feet. You want no type of stress when you're playing the easiest hole on the course.
Yeah, I believe it's like the second shortest hole on the course, if I'm not mistaken. I think only 16 is shorter.
Yeah. And these are what you expect to see here. Until the wind picks up, then it gets a lot harder.
Matty first to putt, but everyone in circle 1. And there it is, the first birdie.
Yeah, got a good opportunity. Get our star frame. You know, in casual rounds, whenever people say star frame and I'm not playing with 5 people, I always correct them because, you know, star frame should have 5 points, right? We keep calling them star frames, but we still only have 4 people.
I am not going to make any arguments here. I'm going to no comment, plead the fifth, whatever you want to call it. And I'm not even sure how Starframe came about, honestly, but that's a fair point that you've made.
We've got our diamond frame moving into hole 7.
Emporia State University has more than 200 academic programs. From accounting to zoology, you'll get the classes and degree that will take you further. Starting day 1, you'll dive headfirst into your field with hands-on learning that will get you ready for the career of your dreams. ESU offers all the big school experiences with the benefits of small school attention. Learn more at emporia.edu.
Moving into hole 7, 678-foot par 4, low ceiling. Have to make it over that sidewalk you saw off of the tee to be inbounds. You've got OB right if you get it turned over too much. Again, much easier without that ripping headwind that we're used to seeing.
Just hit the gap and stay in bounds is really your only mission off the tee. And Tanner's taken an interesting way of doing those two things, but he has
made it.
done them both, yeah.
Going with the low skipper. That thing hit the ground more times than it was in the air.
No, that is more ideal.
And Ricky just flying past the bottom of that hill. It's 400 feet to get to the bottom of the hill. He hit the ground 50 feet on the other side, still moving fast.
That might hyzer too much for AB. Oh, it catches grass and slows down. Okay.
Leaves him a little far back. That brings some branches into play for the second shot. He's going to have to try to manufacture something different than what he wanted. Matty O getting a nice drive out there, though.
Yeah, Saban will be proud of that one.
Yeah, going with a super overstable fast disc and does it perfectly. Uses that skip well. Had to keep the nose angle up even though he was throwing down into that hill. Great shot from AB.
Good skip up there as well from Tanner. Just kind of a short chip shot here for Matty O to get on the green for birdie.
Oh yeah, looks like he had to work it a little bit underneath that first tree there. Gets up there nicely though, and Ricky able to just go with the approach disc.
Ooh, yep, right near the bullseye. So another chance to see a lot of birdies here on hole 7. A little wide there from Tanner.
Yeah, you can always tell when somebody knows immediately, and he hit one similar to that on hole 4 earlier.
He bags his bird, and AB and Matty O basically neighbors here within probably about 20 feet of the pin, if not less.
Yeah, moving to 4 down for the round now. Keeping it clean so far.
Maybe he'll join them, as we've really seen everyone pretty much keep it clean here on the front line thus far.
Yeah, just a couple mistakes on hole 1, but fighting back pretty hard for both of those players. It's still strange just watching these flags so still, even
even
though they are finally moving a little bit. Brings us into hole 8, another par 5 here on this front 9, 994 feet. Placement, you really need to stay in the middle. The best way to do that off of the tee is probably going to be go with a mid-range or a fairway driver and just kind of spike it in.
What is Ricky about to do?
Big distance? No, this looks like a...
I don't understand this play. Listen, I am a peon when it comes to disc golf credibility. I realize that, Nathan, but I really don't understand that play.
Yeah, I'm left-handed, and I don't really understand it either. Like, it's a good distance play, but you don't really need the distance to get the birdie on this hole.
You just need to do this. That's it. Just
Yeah,
a backhand hyzer into the center of the fairway.
You really don't even have to get that far.
Not at all.
You can throw it with a mid-range if you like.
I mean, was he trying to do some crazy flex forehand for eagle? Like, I just don't understand.
As low as he threw it, it didn't seem like he was. I mean, the hill does slope down to the left, so landing with that opposite spin can be better for the ground play. But still
I just don't know that I've really
a shape.
Yeah, other than like super forehand dominant players, I don't know that I've seen a right-handed player go forehand off the tee on this hole. As everyone else just does a standard spike hyzer play into the center of the fairway and is in great position. Meanwhile, Ricky out of bounds throwing 3, and he didn't even get much ground. And even this is scary.
Oh, no. Oh, but he fights through.
Oh, man.
Wow. If anybody else threw that forehand, I think it would have caught something and stayed OB. This looks like a good shot from AB, though. Yeah, gets down to the flat. Gonna have a relatively simple shot to get up and down for his birdie.
Tanner hoping the match. And that should do fine.
And I'm just looking at the stats on this one. It's something that you don't see very often. Birdie, par, and bogey all are in the 30% area. 35% below par, 33% par, 32% above. That's a pretty neat stat to see. You don't see something that
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a very standard par. Bogey if you go OB off the tee or something like that, and then, yeah, birdie if you can just execute the hole properly. So I guess it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I think for a lot of these players, really, if you only go OB once, it's fairly simple to get your par. It's when you get to those OB off the first and the second shot, you start getting to those high numbers, which there were some higher numbers on this hole with a couple 9s. So we avoided double digits, but we had some 8s and 9s.
We're going to see Tanner take another birdie here. 4 down through 8. Continuing to play strong after having a great first few days in the B-Bowl, and then was on the lead card day 3.
And Ricky going to be looking to save the par. It's in there. AB looking to go 5 down through the first 8 holes.
Turkey right here in this last little stretch. Maybe a chance to go 4 in a row on 9.
Yeah, for Matty O as well. He's about to tap in his birdie.
Absolutely. Right there with AB.
Get
Very
him
similar scorecard.
out of that tie for 5th into a tie for 3rd. Into hole 9, one of my favorite holes on the course. 719-foot par 4. difficult tee shots. You've got a bit of a tunnel to hit. You've got to get over that signage you saw to be inbounds. And really, you need to carry about 380 or 400 feet to be able to be in a good position to attack the basket. But you've got the OB sidewalk left, and it's pretty easy to turn your disc over like AB did into the woods over there. He gets lucky and falls out, but going to be in a par position.
Yeah, I mean, that's a blind shot to the green from there. Still has to carry a pretty harsh dog leg right. Nice shot from Adio. He's made it to that corner.
Just about to that corner. You really need to make it past those trees to be actually past that corner, though. Just the way that it feels, there's some branches that hang out once you turn right as well that just kind of pinch that angle off. Oh, if this finishes, this is amazing.
Oh, boy, that's huge. And honestly, I'm surprised I don't see more forehands on this hole from right-handed players, but I'm also not an expert by any means. Do you have any take on that?
That's a 440-foot forehand through a gap with OB down the left side. Not
that
many people.
answers my question very well, Nate.
Yeah.
I wasn't quite sure on the distance, but yeah, now it makes a lot of sense. Look at that, though.
Ricky matching it. We haven't seen anybody get there in previous
Not on the
years
backhand, no.
or earlier this year. Not with any shot. Like
That's true. What? Oh.
Those were just the two best drives that I've personally seen on this hole. That was awesome. And
Please forgive me for my ignorance, comment section. That's why I have Nathan here, to help drown me in reality.
That was a pretty sweet shot from Matty O also. You see how much he still had to get that disc way out wide, use a big turn on it.
Tanner just dissecting this hole with surgical precision.
Yeah, and unfortunate AB going long on that second shot, just maybe trying to get too aggressive around the corner.
Oh, Ricky hitting a nice putt from a knee.
Yeah, that's a great birdie. I'm sure he was upset with his upshot after being in such a great position. Matty O, though, great to get where he was at. And he drains it for 4 in a row, 6 down on the front 9.
What a round from Matty O, looking to charge for that lead card spot. Tanner will connect as well for back-to-back to end his front 9. And, man, almost a star frame here if it wasn't for AB's OB.
26 players out of 208 got the birdie, and we just saw 3 of them.
Crazy.
Awesome stuff.
And look at this. This is your scorecard. Matty O keeping the card clean and ends with 4 birdies in a row to top the charts. Tanner not too far behind. Same with Wysocki. AB also having a pretty solid round. Nobody with more than 1 bogey on the front 9. So everyone being pretty sharp here as we see Matty O and Tristan Tanner jumping up into that top 3 spot after the front 9. And we'll see how the rest of it plays out on the back half of the course coming up real soon. We thank you all for tuning in here to Gatekeeper Media for our coverage of the Disc Golf World Championships for 2022. And of course, a special thank you goes out to our Patreon supporters who helped make this coverage possible. Once again, I'm Dustin Mouret, and with me was Nathan Queen. We'll see you out in the back 9.
We'll see you guys out there.